going to talk a little bit about our multi-year test plot analysis. Some of you guys have seen this. It's on your guys' desk or on your tables there, and you can take those if you want. This is something that we've compiled together in the last, I believe, 4 years worth of data. I'm not going to go through every bit of it. I'm not going to get caught up in the data. I'll let you guys read about it. But what this does is it splits up, and I'm just going to talk about corn right now. It splits up our corn yields into 4 groups. So what that does is we have a low group, which is less than 150 bushel, 150 to 200, and 250, or 200 to 250, and 250 plus. So that divides those plots. So what this is, it's plot data from 4 counties in Kansas, 2 in Nebraska, and 1 in Missouri. So it's a combination of 6 counties that we kind of, I guess you call it 100 miles, that we kind of compile our own local data so we can understand our varieties a little bit better down to the local level. And this is 4 years worth of data. And one thing it does show on every one of them, it shows our highest yielding, which is always at the top of the list on those graphs. It shows the most consistent yielding, which is the one that has the least standard deviation of yield, or it's the tightest range, and then the most test plot wins. So those can all be different within this data. And one thing that is different about this data is not every variety is in every plot. So you have to kind of take a look at that when you're evaluating these as well. But I think the other thing that's pretty substantial to me is let's just take, for example, in the 200 to 250, there's 69 plots within that territory that fell between 200 and 250 bushel in 4 years, and 684 observations. I think that's pretty substantial to have that much local yield data to help us make a decision on a lot of these varieties. Now, I look at these sheets, we don't always just pick the top. I mean, the top of those charts are always the highest yielders, but as we know, on our farm, we might, want to plant the 3rd or 4th one down the list, and a lot of these are pretty tight ranges. So, I also look at that. There might be only 4 bushel difference in the top 5 products on those sheets. So, but that's kind of to summarize that. Do you have anything else to add to that, Andy?
The only thing I want to add is these are available. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, these are available on the website. They've been tweeted out. They've been about every place we can get them. If you want them, come ask for them. There are interpretation. The main thing that I think that this leads to is a conversation around what's your real yield goals and what's happening in your fields. Because one of the problems that we run into is we sell with test plot data. It seems like our customer base, and not necessarily everybody, but I shouldn't say our customer base, a significant amount of people look at plot data and they want to plant what's in the top 5. What we're trying to do is take like a 3 or 4 year approach, because as you can see, our weather jumps, jumps all over the place. Well, just because you're number 1 for 1 year, that's not what you want. And we also want to process, or what we're trying to process as an agency, is when we make recommendations, what is a real yield goal in a field? Because just because you want 250 doesn't mean the field can do 250. You may want 200, and it may be a 160 bushel field. I think we have to take a better approach of saying that really is a 160 bushel field. Let's manage it for 160. And a lot of times what we see is there's some very commonalities between all these levels, but there are some hybrids that do not like to go down in yield. Just as there are some hybrids that don't like to go up in yield. Even if you love it to death, it doesn't care. It's going to 205, and that's what it's going to do. And so with our experience and what we're doing with our agronomy and what we're watching and what we're learning with the data coming in, is I think most of the mistakes, and Brandon Wardine said it, don't hit the bottom. I think most of the time when we have challenges with production, we've got the wrong product in the field. And it happens because of bulk fill planters. It happens because of 2019. Hey, the planter was full of this. Guess what? We're going to the field. but you still have time at that moment to still manage in season. We can flex seeding rates, you know, we can flex products a lot. We can do a lot with them until the day you're done planting them. Then we're into some other management zone. But this is just try to provide some clarity because we were getting lost in the data. Everybody's throwing me a bunch of plots. I didn't know what to do with it, and I generate some of it. So that's kind of embarrassing, but I didn't know what to do with it. So we tried this. Those ranges can be set. We chose those because we thought those ranges fit a significant amount of our acres locally that we work on. You know, most of your fields will fall here, they fall here. You got 10 that falls here, and 3 that fall here, and 1 that's down here. So take a look at it. Like I said, if you want more copies, talk to the guys around here. We only printed 20. We didn't know if you'd be interested in it, but we can print them, email them to you. But again, that's the summary of the data. It's not something that's, I guess, accepted by Pioneer. I mean, they're not doing it. They're changing the way they're presenting some data, but this isn't how they're presenting it yet.
Yeah, and I think one other thing to add to that, to my point of there could be 10 plots where 39A, I'll switch to beans here, where 39A 58s are in that plot, but the 35 A91s are only in 2 plots. So it's not, you know, I wish you could always have every variety in every plot, but you can't. So that's something that we gotta, you know, you kind of got to look at it and analyze it. But I will show soybeans here. Soybeans are divided into 3 categories, I believe, and kind of the same way. It's with the highest yielding, the most test plot wins, and the most consistent yielding. So that's kind of what I wanted to summarize on that.